Hey guys, this is Captain Frugal reporting for duty, and today I want to talk about what I think is the best Marvel comic book that you're not reading. I know I'm a big fan of classic characters, but in the 90s, Marvel put out a character called Darkhawk, and it was Christopher Powell, I believe it was. And I really enjoyed that comic book series, and I will admit that I didn't read it from the beginning to the very end. I need to go back and check out the rest of that series. Well, anyway, with that said, what I did read, I really liked, especially the beginning. It was interesting how they had that Christopher Powell linked to Spider-Man, and they did that because, people like Spider-Man. It's a good way to get people to gravitate towards a character. So I thought that was a nice touch, but also the relationship that they had, sort of the similar background characters, but the character was grown organically through his growing of power, understanding what was going on, as well as his own personal responsibilities, making the story much more interesting than a lot of what I thought was out there at the time. Well, eventually Darkhawk faded away, and he got glimmers of here and there. And they announced that they were going to do a 2021 Darkhawk series, but the kicker was this with a different character. And I wasn't really, a little leery. I read what they did with Chris Powell then as a precursor to that. They didn't necessarily kill him. I actually think he's coming back, but I don't think we'll see him in the same capacity as we did as the original Darkhawk. So anyway, we now have an all-new Darkhawk named Connor Young. He's a 17-year-old basketball star player, and he seems like at the beginning he has everything going for him. And then he gets a surprising medical diagnosis. He has MS, and I think this is an interesting thing, because now we have another flawed character. I always find I think flawed characters are more interesting. The ones that aren't always the best at everything, always everything's going to go their way, and on top of that, nothing can ever go wrong with them. So I think this is a nice touch. We have a character that was great at the top of his game, but now he's facing new challenges of things that are really, really bad going against him with MS. I think this is also a good way to spotlight multiple sclerosis as well, and in a good way. So it's a good way to inform people. Well, anyway, he ends up getting the mysterious amulet, and that gives him the powers of Darkhawk. And if you know how the Darkhawk amulet works and things from the past, it's an interesting dynamic here, and you can see why it has an effect on the user in a certain way but not in another. Well, anyway, he's got those abilities. So that's one of the things I really like about this, is you have a good character. This character is good. The background characters have been good too. And matter of fact, there's quite a nice twist with his best friend, which then leads to something I don't want to give away, because I want you to go back and actually read this series. I think that's a really well written arc there that they had to do with him and his best friend. But there is some things too that, that makes me always scratch my head, go, why Marvel, why? And that's when they always got to make the new character out to be better than the past character. And this one, he does things and they're like, oh, I didn't know that Darkhawk could do that. Because he actually meets up and teams up with Captain America and Miles Morales, Spider-Man. And I didn't like that. It's like, I didn't know Darkhawk could do that. I don't think Cap knew that much about Darkhawk in the first place, to be honest, so I think that was just shoehorned in, because once again, the new character always has to be awesome and better in every way, right? And once again, that bothers me. But with that said, that was a minor gripe, because here's the thing. I like this character, and matter of fact, just like Spider-Man had a great dynamic with Peter Parker, they really did, in my opinion, do a great job in the most recent issue with Connor Young with Miles Morales. I could really see those two teaming up here and there and getting along. I think that was a really nice touch that they had there. So this is a book right now that's published by Marvel. It's written by Kyle Higgins. The artist is Ramirez, his last name. I can't remember the first name off the top of my head, so I apologize. I probably butchered if I did anyway. But I really think you should check it out. I think it's going to be worth your time. And then again, if you don't like it, that's okay too. But I think this is a nice new era. The comic book series isn't too far into it yet, so you can easily pick up the last few back issues and check it out, because I didn't look at the numbers, but I'm guessing they're not too great on this series, and I think it deserves more attention than what it's getting. Alright, well, I hope you enjoyed this video. Please be sure to like, subscribe, hit that notification bell. If you don't mind, if you're reading Darkhawk, let me know down below too what your thoughts are too. By the way, if you are a member of our Patreon or Subscribe Star for as little as $1 a month, we've added a new section to our channel as well. So we're not just doing comics, games, and tech. We're also doing music too, and I'm doing clips that you can use for your YouTube videos if you're a YouTuber, and that's it. Those clips are out there for you to use. I put them up in our Patreon subscribe star. You download those, you can use them in any video you like. You don't have to worry about paying any special fees or anything. That is what you earn for helping me and supporting this channel. Once again, thank you for taking your time to be with me. Until next time, keep it frugal.